I really want to improve my English, Mr. Rajat Sharma, because I have a plan to proceed my master degree in Australia, but I'm still struggling with my IELTS score. I always get under six, under six, while the while the standard to study in Australia is around 6.5, and I try my best. So that's why I try to find a community where I can practice my English, because in my environment nobody speak English. So I try to find a community like this community. Thank you.
Mm.
So if you have a suggestion for me, especially who will learn IELTS, I love to hear it.
Okay, you haven't explained the full situation, but you mentioned that you have a further planning to study. You want to continue study in Australia, and
Yes.
you need some points, that is 6.5. It's compulsory. You getting a 6 points, and I just every time I also suggest someone, just when you are getting a 6 points, so try to find out where are you lacking. I hope in terms of listening section, the Australian accent, maybe or not, but you haven't explained the situation where you lack. Then I'll give the situation.
Okay, because mostly the listening of the IELTS is British style. I really lack in those accent, in that accent. When American people speak, I can understand, but when I listen a British accent, it is a bit difficult for me to understand. But when I read the subtitle of the video, for example, I watch BBC, British
Hmm.
Broadcasting News. When I watch the video, I can understand actually when I use subtitles. But when I stop the subtitle and only watch the video, it's a bit hard for me to understand. And
Hmm.
also in my speaking practice, my tutor ever give me a feedback that my speaking style is not it just simple, is too simple. I can I can't combine words in a complex sentence. So
Your
I
tutor
lack in
said
speaking.
this thing.
I lack in speaking and in listening also.
Okay, so first thing that you mentioned that you are lacking in a listening, and your tutor gave you feedback about that you are using a simple kind of words.
Yeah, simple words, and also simple combine simple sentence.
But I don't think so. It's necessary to learn advanced English there is a purpose of studying. Why do you need so fancy words? Why? Think about it. If your tutor gave you advice, if this situation or if this thing relate to your study, then you should work on it. But when if it's not necessary to using a difficult word or using a synonym, why? What do you mean by communication? You are talking to me, I am talking to you, you are able to understand me, I am able to understand you. This is called communication, this is called
Yes,
understanding.
yes, yes.
If I'm using a fancy words, you do not understand. Even you are using the fancy word, I do not understand. Where is the communication?
Maybe because the IELTS test is more about academic. Yeah, so um, maybe I have to use more advanced language.
Okay, okay, in a study way. But is it required when you need a 6.5?
Yeah, when I see the websites of, for example, Monash University, or University of Melbourne, to study there, we have to pass, or we have to IELTS certificate 6.5 at least.
Hmm.
But when I do a practice or mock test in a in institution or English course, I always get under 6, or at least I get 6, but I never get 6.5. So that's why right now I'm struggling to practice my English and to learn again and again to reach this score.
Okay, there is a solution. There is a solution if you want to use advanced words, because your further study plan to visit Australia. Just try
Mhm.
to listen Australian podcast, right?
Podcast.
Yeah.
But but but
Why?
but the test
Huh?
is IELTS. Mostly use British accent, because
Okay.
IELTS test is coming from uh, British Council, if I'm not mistaken. British Council.
Okay. So then replace it to Australian podcast to British podcast.
Yes, that's why I mostly in everyday I listen BBC News.
But okay, not
but
BBC News
but
helps
but
you.
teacher Rajat, what do you think about my English? Can I communicate well with you or with others?
I think everyone nodding their head. So can you see that everyone is agreed that you are speaking good? You can speak well. You can explain well. Like you can see the thumbs up by the NRK, the
Thank
Minerva.
you, Miss Minerva.
So
May I may I say something?
sure, Minerva, go ahead.
Well, my sir, nice to hear your
Yeah.
English.
So
Yes,
the
really.
pronunciation of my name Mansur. Mansur.
I'm sorry, Mansur.
Yeah.
Is
Thank
that-
you.
Okay, Mansur. Well, I think your English is very good because I understand you very well. But I understand what you are upset about. British English is really different. When I started to study English, I started listening British English
Mm,
because all the accent and uses some sound in grammar. Well, I think the grammar is the same anywhere, but some sound is very a little different. But if you practice like the teacher Rashad recommended, like a podcast, like a video,
mm,
try
mm,
to practice. So I understand too, also because you are studying your master degree. I am
mm,
studying my master degree too. So that is, I was wondering because you had to use technical words about your profession, like, right?
yes,
So
yes.
that I think that is not easy like me because sometimes I had to learn about the technical word that I had to use with inside the psychology because I am psychology. I'm getting my master degree as soon as possible, and so to share with another college. So my tutor is in, under pressing me and say,
Mm,
for example, learn another word, technical word like
mm,
anxiety. I just
mm,
start to learning about eating disorder, for example. I don't know what are you going to study, but I think that you have to investigate about that and try to practice like a video, like a broadcast. I think it's a good exercise, like teacher Rashad recommended for you. Mention. Thank you.
yeah. Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Minerva. Okay, but my study in my bachelor is education, and also I still want to proceed my master degree in education. So yeah, I have to learn a lot words in education side in education area. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay.
That is wonderful. Nice.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Miss Minerva.